So in my recent videos when I've been reacting to ice hockey, I've had a lot of viewers from Canada, and people from Canada have been asking me to make a lot of reactions about Canada. So I've actually set up another channel. I'll put the link in the description and in the comments where I'll be making reactions to Canada, and you can go check that out if you want. But today we're going to be looking at one of the videos that someone recommended. This is like a funny image here, but it's called 10 differences between Canadians and Americans. So honestly, these are two countries I really love, man. Really love finding out about. I love finding out about the USA, and I really can't wait to find out more. I'm really learning so much about this awesome country. As I said, with this other channel, going to be learning about Canada as well. And obviously these two countries are two of the most developed, two of the most like in-demand countries for immigrants, two just fantastically modern countries. That, like, being from the UK, I really feel a great connection with both countries, and I have a huge respect for both countries as well. And I can't wait to find out more about the people from each of these countries. You can tell me what you think the differences between the two countries and between the people of the two countries are as well. But let's check this video out.
Oh, look at that. So I live in Canada, and as a Canadian, one thing I find is that people get us confused with Americans. A lot.
But aren't Canada and America basically the same country?
No. So if that's you, you need to keep watching, because I'm about to give you the 10 biggest differences between Canadians and Americans. Just keep watching the video so I can educate you. America has a president, Canada has a prime minister. America chooses their leader from one of 2 political parties, Canada chooses from 5. Yes, it's annoying that we have 5, but it's Canada. We give everyone a fair shot, eh? Even the Parti Citron, which translates to lemon party. Yep, Canada once had a lemon party. I'd hate to see that caucus. America.
So yeah, tell me what you think about that. Obviously, that is something, just thinking about it. Yeah, I know, like, Justin Trudeau is like classes like the prime minister. Obviously, Biden is the president. What do you think about the differences between those two political systems? Is there any benefits to one over the other? How do you feel being in your own country? Do you appreciate your political system? Like, if you're American, do you like the presidential system? If you're in Canada, do you like that prime minister system? Tell me what the differences between those are.
Uses the US dollar, Canada uses the Canadian dollar. Yes, they are different currencies. Here's a picture to prove it.
Well, the Canadian one's so colourful compared to the US one. Like, the US money looks very classic, very traditional, whereas the Canadian one looks quite modern. There's a picture of the Queen actually on the 20.
We even have a $2 coin. I see you, rich Uncle Pennybags. Yes, I know Canadian money looks like Monopoly money. That joke never gets old.
I think it looks quite cool, but does America not have coins as well?
Canadians often leave the doors to their homes unlocked. Not the same in America, likely because most people have guns and the crime rate is much higher. Actually, that's not entirely fair. We do have crime here in Canada. The only difference is if a robber walked into our house, we'd most likely offer him a beer and ask him to stay and watch the Leafs game, eh? Canadians
Is that true? Do people actually keep their door open in Canada in your home? Is it that safe? I mean, I would imagine it's different in the cities compared to like the outer reaches of Canada. And in America, do you feel that unsafeness in America as well? Does having guns, do you feel like you're more protected when you're living in America?
and Americans spell and say some very key things differently. In Canada, we say pop. In America, they say soda. In Canada, we say letter Z. In America, they say Z. In Canada, we love the letter U, and we use it in many words like honor, labor, valor. But in America, they drop the U and cut straight to the chase. America! And of course, any Canadian that travels south of the border is going to get razzed about the way that we pronounce about, which sometimes comes out as a boot.
Now that's what I've heard before, like it's a bit of a stereotype about Canadians that they say a boot rather than about when they say the word, when they say that word. But it's quite funny because where I'm from in Glasgow in Scotland, we actually say a boot. That's how we pronounce about colloquially or like slang way, which is quite interesting that like has that similarity.
And yes, we say a lot. A. America's national animal is the bald eagle, majestic, strong, and proud. Canada's national animal is the beaver, strong and hardworking. And I know what you might be thinking.
A beaver? Why'd they go and make that their national animal?
Well, if you're not Canadian, it's kind of hard to explain to you, but let's just say in Canada, we love our beaver.
Okay, man. So yeah, beaver's very common in Canada then. Like, that's quite interesting. Very different national animals going from an eagle to a beaver, but guess both got their own benefit. And tell me right now if you know what the national animal of Scotland is. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a unicorn. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. We have a mythical animal as our national animal. I don't know why.
American and Canadian landscapes are very different. America has states, 50 of them. Canada has provinces, 10 of them. Canada has a population of 36 million. America has a population of 316 million. And America has deserts. Canada has tundras. What's the main difference between the two? Well, basically, theirs is full of strippers and slot machines, and ours is full of ice and wolves. Mostly. America.
It's quite funny that the landmass of Canada is so much bigger, or not so much bigger, but bigger, I believe, than in the USA, but the population density is just a lot more, even though America is not like crazy dense population wise, still like 10 times the amount of population is quite a huge amount actually. Does that have any effect on day-to-day life in America or Canada?
Spends trillions of dollars on their military and has one of the biggest in the world to show for it. In Canada, we spend most of our tax dollars on universal health care. But, you know, we still have an army. It gets the job done. America...
This guy's quite funny, man. I like these images. But yeah, tell me what you think about that as a Canadian. Are you happy that your money's spent more on things like healthcare rather than military? And then the same opposite question to people from America. And yeah, I guess it's just good that like these countries are both very strong allies as well, so they can both like help each other, back each other up in these things.
Gets a bad rap for having a lot of rude people. Canada, not so much. But that's just the world's perception. Believe me when I say that we have rude people in Canada. The only difference is that, you know, we apologize for it. We pretty much apologize for everything. The way that America and Canada measures things is very different and often causes a lot of confusion. For example, Canada measures distance in kilometers, America uses miles. Canada's weather is measured in Celsius, America Fahrenheit. The confusion part comes in when a Canadian is talking to an American. Because, for example, a 30-degree day in Canada is a hot summer day. In America, that's freezing cold. Maybe that's why they think we have polar bears and igloos everywhere. And
yeah, tell me more about that as well, because that alongside the language sounds like Canada really has that more, everything's a lot more similar to the UK, like the spelling, using the U in all those words, using Celsius and that sort of system. That's all what we use in the UK. And it's funny because like obviously UK or Britain had colonised both America and Canada at one point. It's funny that Canada still has a bit of a stronger connection in that respect to the UK. I don't know if it's anything to do with that. If not, maybe not. But I wonder why America is so different.
Finally, America's milk comes in jugs. In Canada, our milk comes in bags. What? A bag of milk? I know, right? Yeah, seriously, a lot of Americans don't know this. Our milk comes in bags.
I
you
never
can buy
knew.
like 3 of these, and it's like, you know, $4 or something like that. But yeah, it comes in bags. Wow. It's
Why?
like a plastic movie, right? So those are the 10 biggest differences between Canadians and Americans. And I hope that it at least cleared up some things for some of you. And if it didn't, well, you know, sorry about that, eh?
Oh, that was a great video actually. He's very funny. Maybe I'll check out more of his videos. I quite enjoyed that one. But yeah, so never knew about the bag of milk. Here in Malaysia, they actually serve bags of coffee and tea and things like that. When you go to these like local restaurants, you can get a takeaway bag. It's usually in a little soft bag that looks like that, but it's hot drinks as well, which is quite different. I never had seen anything like that before I moved here. But a lot of big differences there. But I guess there's a lot of similarities between these two countries and the people of the countries. And yeah, I'm just interested to know more about the relationship between these two countries. They're two awesome countries, and they have so much good, like, nice cities, so much nice nature and landscapes as well. Have a lot of shared culture, and I'm interested to know your thoughts on the differences and similarities. But for me, two awesome countries, and I can't wait to find out more about both of them. Recommend some more videos for me to react to. I'll check them out soon, but tell me what you think about this one. Thanks.